Welcome to 2022. Are you guys impressed with my Lakers 2-game winning streak? Who's going to have a bigger impact? Is it going to be Klay or is it going to be Kyrie? And we cannot finish this show off without talking about Jalen Brown. This man scored 50 points last night. That is something to be reckoned with because Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 for an entire season. So when we see a guy score 50 points, trust me, it's a big deal. So without further ado, before we get into this video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video like an assist because here we are talking basketball. So you're going to get commentary, highlights, and most importantly, we're going to talk about the biggest stories in the world of basketball. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So are you guys impressed with my Lakers 2 games winning streak? Yes, I am. And I hope you are. Here's why. LeBron is doing everything he possibly can. LeBron James is playing point center. That's similar to what Magic Johnson did when he came in as a rookie. Except LeBron James is going to have to do this for the entire series, not just in the finals like Magic did. I am loving what I'm seeing from Malik Monk, Avery Bradley, and Stanley Johnson because these guys are actually competing. It looks like they want to win. It looks like they want to be in the NBA, which brings me to my guy, Russell Westbrook. He had 9 turnovers. And then he had 4 turnovers. The 9 turnovers was terrible. Is Russell going to understand what's going to happen to him? He's going to play himself out of the NBA. And that's sad for a guy that we've seen be the most athletic point guard in the history of basketball. So I want Russ to succeed, not just because he's a LA native and he grew up a Laker fan, but simply because he was one of my favorite players to watch because he was that electrifying. I need to see a lot less turnovers and a lot more
dangerous pass.
Again, we don't need Russ to score 25. 15 to 20 points will do. The most important thing we need from Russ is 15 assists. And it's extremely easy to do because you have LeBron. Malik Monk is stepping up. Avery Bradley stepping up. Carmelo, there's some nights you can count on him. So Russ, if you're under control, making passes to those guys, is going to open up the lanes for you to actually get there and lay it up or dunk, whichever you choose. But you must be smart about what it is that you're doing. Again, I'm impressed with my Lakers because 2 wins is 2 wins. The health and safety protocols is terrible. It is hurting all chemistry on all of the teams in the NBA, but they must really focus on how to play defense together because that's our biggest issue. Plus Russell Westbrook's turnovers. So as he brings those down and hopefully turns that into assists, this is going to make him even more of a dangerous player. Once again, Russ, hire a shooting coach. What you have is the problem you have is very fixable. It is time for Dame to leave the Trailblazers. That's the first game that my Lakers won. Dame only had 18 points. And then we played the Timberwolves. Now, there was no D-Lo and no Cat, no Karl Anthony Towns. It was just Ant-Man out there. And Ant-Man didn't do what I was accustomed to seeing him do. He only had 18 points as well. But I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm going to accept it, have my cake, and eat it too because I don't know what else you do with cake. I am concerned that Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan aren't playing, but we need somebody who can actually score, somebody who's going to make a difference. So I'm not sure what's going on with those 2 guys, but hopefully they get it together because they are needed. LeBron playing center and point guard. Come on, y'all. We wearing them down. Strongly disagree with Shannon Sharp, who said that the Lakers are beating the teams that we need to beat. That's not true because we lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder twice. And the Oklahoma City Thunder got destroyed by the Grizzlies without Ja Morant. Didn't play when the Grizzlies blew them out by 73 points. Who's going to have the bigger impact? Is it going to be Klay Thompson or Kyrie Irving? Klay is going to have a bigger impact because the things that Steph Curry is doing now is only going to be amplified when Klay Thompson gets back, because we all know Klay Thompson is a lethal shooter. You don't have to worry about him dribbling the air out of the ball or turning the ball over. Klay Thompson knows his role. This system that they have is plug and play, and he was the main, outside of Steph Curry, he was one of the main pillars of that offense, being a guy who could catch and shoot or pass. And you don't have to make a fancy pass, just make the simple pass, because you're passing it to Steph Curry or you're passing it to a guy who can catch a lob. So that system is going to be much, much easier. Also, Klay Thompson was a guy who scored 60 points in 3 quarters. And I think it was something crazy, like he had 13 dribbles with 60 points. That is absurd. James Harden, what it takes for him to get 30, 40, 50 points is going to be way more than 13 dribbles. I love the fact that Kyrie Irving is coming back. Him not playing in home games is going to affect them. The Nets are going to have to adjust to playing with Kyrie and without Kyrie. And it is going to hurt them. But if they're losing at home or they're losing away, I'm not sure how much Kyrie is going to help them outside of scoring. So they're going to get another scorer, but they're still going to have to play defense. And that's going to mess up their team chemistry, because the teams that they have to really, really watch out for in the East is the Bulls, the Heat, and now the Bucks. If they weren't worried about the Bucks, they should be worried about the Bucks now, because the Bucks are on their way back up to the top of the Eastern Conference. Love Kyrie's playing style. It's going to be amazing to see, but I don't know if it's going to be amazing when it comes to wins, because again, Kyrie is the type of guy who could shoot you in the game, but he could definitely shoot you out of a game, therefore giving you L's. So the safety protocols is getting out of control. In closing, Klay Thompson is going to have a bigger impact on the Warriors, simply because the Warriors are the #1 team in the NBA. Klay Thompson is a plug and play guy, and this is a system that he thrives in. If you're a team trading for Klay Thompson, you'd have to set up this type of offense if you want the best version of Klay Thompson. Steve Kerr said, we're not going to mess around. When Klay Thompson comes back, he's going to be a starter. Jordan Poole is going to the bench. That this is going to take the Warriors to a whole nother level, and they're already looking pretty scary. The last topic, which is Jalen Brown goes for 50 points. Now, why is this significant? Because when I'm training kids and I'm teaching them and I'm showing them how to score, I've heard people say, oh man, you're teaching these kids the fundamentals. I'm like, yes, I teach them the fundamentals and I teach them dribble moves. Most importantly, I teach them how to score, how to shoot, how to do layups, different finishes. When we see Jaylen Brown play, every single play, every single score was something different. You have a jab step here, you got a pump fake here, you got a pull up 3 here, you got a get to the basket dunk, you have different types of finishes through traffic. There's a team out there that is looking for a franchise player. Look no further. Jaylen Brown is your guy. Why? Not just because he scored 50, but because he has the ability to do this every single night. Is he going to be this efficient? Is he going to average 50 points? Probably not. But when you want defense, a guy who can actually score the ball easily, you got your guy, because that's Jaylen Brown, and he's super athletic. He did this. He scored 50 points, and they needed all 50 of his points, because this game went into overtime where he kept that momentum going and he actually got these guys to win. Now, I get it. This is the Orlando Magic, but they were actually in a dogfight this entire game. This was actually a great game. So to see him score 50 points with such ease, it just shows that, hey, 2 points is 2 points. I love to see Kyrie score, but when you see somebody score like Jalen Brown did, you understand how certain guys have longer careers because of the energy that it takes to score one basket. One basket is still 2 points or it's 3 points. If you get an and one, then you could possibly get a 4-point play, but outside of that, it's going to be 2 points or 3 points. I want to celebrate that 50-point game with Jaylen Brown. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. Happy New Year, team. Let's stay active. Now, if there's any comments, questions, or concerns, comment under the video. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.